It's been 4 whole weeks since this whole journey began, and today we finally find out the answer. We discover if I have been deemed worthy enough by Nerf to compete in the Nerf Hyper Tournament. But before we actually digest the answer and unpack it a little bit, we need to start from the beginning. Hello and welcome back to the Funny Hatman channel. My name is Brett and sometimes I wear a beret, and today I have been summoned once again by Nerf. I have been offered a chance at redemption. Let's take a few months back. At the end of March 2021, there was a competition on TikTok hosted by Nerf to choose their next Chief TikTok Officer, CTO, a real acronym that they applied for, Nerf on TikTok. It was a very real, a very open competition where anyone had the opportunity to run Nerf's new official TikTok channel, the first Hasbro company to get on the platform. And it was not a way to also gain followers, although that happened to be a coincidental byproduct of the whole competition. I created a TikTok account for the second time in my life, and I failed miserably. Some say I never stood a chance. And that defeat has weighed on me for a long time. And on a completely separate note, let me introduce you to the Nerf Hyper Tourney on TikTok. Or better yet, let me have Billy Mann introduce you to the Nerf Hyper Tourney.
What's up, Nerf? I'm Billy Mann, and I'm the host of the Nerf Hyper Tourney, an epic Nerf tournament on TikTok in which the most hyper team has a chance to win a $15,000 prize pool.
Money.
But first, you need to try out. Here's how it works. Carissa Jackson, FaZe Rug, Drew Dirksen, and Corey Funk are your Hyper Team captains. And they're looking for 2 people to join each of their teams. Want to join one of their teams? Submit a video using the sound below to create a video of you going Hyper mode. You have Nerf blasters? Use them. You don't? No problem. Just show me something hyper. Upload your video and include the hashtag Nerf Hyper Tourney. If you get selected, we're talking brand new Nerf Hyper Blasters, and the grand prize winners are going to VidCon. Let's go!
VidCon.
So submit your video with the song below and hashtag Nerf Hyper Tourney by July 1st. I'll be walking you through each step of the way. The Nerf Hyper Tourney starts now!
Well, that was exhausting to watch. Maybe I'm a bit uncultured, but I don't really know who any of those people were, including the host. So let's break down the details of this tournament. In short, there are 4 teams, and each team is recruiting 2 people. There are 4 team captains, so that'll make a total of 3 people per team. To enter, you just need to make a TikTok going hyper and use the hashtag Nerf Hyper Tourney and the included music. You must be 18 or older to enter and live in the United States, and you must enter by July 1st, which is actually really soon. The competition will consist of 3 challenges that will be made into TikToks for Nerf. Teams will be selected on July 23rd, and the competition begins on September 24th, which is very much pushing the end of summer and nice weather. Winners will share a $15,000 prize pool and receive free tickets to VidCon in October. And you will get some free stuff if you make the teams in the first place. You got me already, Nerf. I want the free stuff. I've never gotten free stuff from Nerf. I want the free blasters, I want the free hyper swag. And one other small piece of useful information, the Nerf Hyper Tournament official rules. I'm not gonna read through all of these because they are quite extensive. Official rules, eligibility, sponsor, entry period, how to enter. That one's also quite important. The video requirements. Here's one that jumps out really quickly. Judging criteria. Speed and accuracy, 15%. Energy, 25%. Enthusiasm and personality, 30%. And entertainment, 30%. You guys can probably guess where I need to target appropriately, but I need to bring some good hyper energy because hyper is game changing. Hyper is here to stay, and this tournament is clearly another way to promote Nerf Hyper, and probably another way too to grow their TikTok page. For regular viewers of my channel, you may have noticed that I haven't actually made a video about Nerf Hyper, be it the new ammo or the new blasters, only a couple offhand comments and a few jokes. So the question's kinda out there. What do I think of it? The ammo, the blasters? I should probably answer those questions before entering the Nerf Hyper Tourney. It's okay. In fact, a lot of my thoughts are very similar to other reviewers, which is probably why I didn't end up making a video. I also didn't receive any of the new blasters from Hasbro, so that did dampen my interest in going out to buy them myself, but I have seen all 3 of the new blasters, and of course have gotten my hands on the new hyper ammo. I think the Rush 40 is the best of the new lineup. All 3 seem to suffer from some sort of feeding issue depending on how you use the blaster. I think these blasters could have a lot of potential in the right arenas, but outdoors there's definitely some negatives that for some people means that they're not going to allow you to use them in a public setting just because of all the ammo you're going to lose. The ammo itself too is just super bouncy, and I could see that being fun in like an arena style game base. Nice that it's nice and bright, but that doesn't completely save it. And I do hate that the blasters only come with explicitly less ammo than what's advertised to work in the blasters. Even though the included ammo seems to work best, just call it a different name then, with a different number. Don't advertise it as being able to hold more. The pods seem to be okay as well. It seems like those aren't just like use them and then throw them away. It actually makes sense to maybe put them on a blaster. But I think Rival still has a special place in my heart and many people's hearts, as it has been around for almost a decade now. I don't think Hyper coming in is the instant death of Rival for players. Maybe Nerf is going to be killing off the Rival line very soon, and Hyper came in with only hopper-fed blasters, so I'm curious if that's going to be the way they only go in the future, yet ironically they kind of stick together, so you literally have to shake the pods and shake the blasters to make them work. If you think that the new Mach 100 is better than the Perseus, I think you are wrong, but hey, that's just an opinion. Not dead on arrival, pun intended, but a lot of work to do. More blasters will be needed for it to compete with Rival. I have legitimately been jotting down ideas for this TikTok because I really do want to win, but not without sacrificing who I am. I am going to toe the line a little bit on what's appropriate and what's not. You're gonna get a little bit of my humor in there. They keep announcing these competitions or these entries with a really small window, and right now we're going into like the hottest weekend of the year so far. It's going to be over 110 degrees Fahrenheit. The good news again, I have some ideas. The extra good news, I think I have some friends who can help me execute them. Let's get hyper. Here are 5 hyper facts about Nerf Hyper. Ooh. Oh, that feels bad. Oh.
5 things you need to know about this blaster series. Watch Mojo, top 10 things you need to know about Hyper. I'm glad this is recording.
3, 2, 1. What's the FOMO? It's just Hyper. There's no hot dogs. Number 1, Nerf Hyper is super small. It's even smaller than Nerf Rival. Hey, get Hyper, Odin! Get Hyper! It's the Nerf Hyper challenge! Get Hyper! Get Hyper! You're it. Sometimes. Oh my god!
Sorry.
Try it again.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Well, I'm looking at this
yeah.
and making sure this is in frame, and then.
It's got such a consistent rate of fire, right? Number 2, Nerf Hyper is super accurate.
Ah, dog.
Everybody loves Odin though.
Enough?
Wait. Number 3, Nerf Hyper is super. Oh.
You'll figure it out. Need to get your reaction when your legs touch the burning hot slide.
I'm not gonna shoot you. I'm not gonna shoot anyone. Was I beautiful?
Amazing.
No, but that was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Number 4, Nerf Hyper saved my marriage. I'm not even married. 3, 2.
It got stuck.
That's Hyper.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Hyper, first time. And number 5, Nerf Hyper is super bouncy like flubber. I don't know if they can see that. Take number 2. 3, 2. That seemed good.
Yeah.
Odin didn't even move. I got some Hyper. Look, they glow. They're UV reactive.
So is the filament I use.
Whoa.
Even though Odin doesn't like Hyper.
Odin does not approve of Hyper, because Hyper is not hot dogs. And now, our feature presentation.
Here are 5 Hyper facts about Nerf Hyper. Number 1, Nerf Hyper is super small. It's even smaller than Nerf Rival. Number 2, Nerf Hyper is super accurate. Sometimes. Number 3, Nerf Hyper is UV reactive, so it's super easy to find. Number 4, Nerf Hyper saved my marriage, and I'm not even married. And number 5, Nerf Hyper is super bouncy like Flubber.
What's up? It has been 1 week since the Nerf Hyper Tourney officially stopped taking submissions on TikTok, and a little over 1 week since I submitted my own. And as you saw in my submission, I brought some very different energy from my previous attempt at the Nerf CTO. I definitely went hyper, or I just went a little bit weird, but they're the same thing, am I right? And I wore an official Nerf shirt. Wow, Brett, you spent real money on that. To be honest, I kind of like the design, so I wanted to put my best foot forward, and I also could not have done that without my good friends who helped me film it. So huge thank you, huge shout out to Dr. Flux, Luchathor, and then of course Ryan, Jesse, and Odin of Silver Fox Industries. We had a good time in the heat, and when I say good time, I mean we got it done. The question remains though, even though I enjoyed the outcome, my friends enjoyed the outcome, and some of you guys maybe saw the beginnings of when I started posting it as well, how did the TikTok perform? It was alright. I have about 7,000 followers on TikTok right now, and within the first 24 hours it hit over 14,000 views, which again is not crazy, but it's not bad. When the competition closed, I think it was around 20,000 views, and then if I check right now, it's closer to like 24,000 views. I'm happy with the outcome, and it seems like a lot of others are too. But again, the question is it enough? And unfortunately right now, I just don't know the answer to that. If I go to the Nerf Hyper Tourney hashtag, I can see there are quite a few submissions that are above mine. However, one of them is the announcement TikTok, 4 of them are the team captain TikToks, and then there is some overlap from people posting multiple submissions for the Hyper Tourney, which was something you could do. I just made 1. So I would still consider myself to be pretty high up there on the list. Like, you don't have to scroll too far down to find mine. Maybe that's why I also know that Nerf saw this, or maybe it was Sophie using the Nerf account that saw this. But I have the receipt. Nerf liked it. They've seen it. They thought it was good enough to actually throw a heart on there. If they ignore this, I'm calling conspiracy, because you've now shown your hand, Nerf. You approve of my misbehavior. You approve of me going hyper, which means you want more. I don't know, I saw that and I was like, oh yes, this is a good sign. Unfortunately, we're also like 2+ weeks out before they officially announce who are going to be the 8 people selected for this competition. So what do you do to waste like 2 weeks of time? TikTok, right? Let's see what Nerf's been up to.
Today I discovered a Nerf hack. No way. Wow. OMG. So cool. Yes. Nope. Free Nerf blaster.
Is that how that works? All right, I got nothing better to do. Here is a pot. It has some dirt. Here is a rival round. I put in pot. I cover with dirt. I don't have a watering can. I have a cup of water. I pour. Yes. And now we wait. Excuse me, Mr. Porcupine. You have a friend. He's going to grow you lots of blasters. Be nice. I gotta try this. We'll report back in a week. Good morning, Porcupine. Good morning, rival round. What the heck? Okay, it's been a week and I have some confusing results. Here's my pot. My rival round seems to have decomposed into hyper rounds. Did I do something wrong? Was the pot not big enough? Is this a conspiracy? Is everyone going to lose their rival rounds now to hyper if they lose them in the dirt? I gotta tell someone about this. Update, my rival round decomposed into hyper rounds. Anyone else have this happen? I think we're being lied to. We'll see if anyone else has a similar story. Now, an interesting thing as well, in the first day that I posted my comment, Nerf liked it, which means once again they have seen that I was going to undertake this experiment, thus they are well aware of what I'm putting myself through. And then 2 minutes later, they posted a comment saying, okay, so maybe it doesn't actually work. They're wasting my time and they know it. They didn't respond to my comment to tell me to stop. They just wanted to see me suffer. And I don't know how much more I can take of this blatant lying to on TikTok from Nerf. It's like I'm being bullied from a childhood hero. At least I've got more hyper ammo now. The day of reckoning has arrived, and thank goodness, to be completely honest, I've been a bit more anxious this week than I thought I would be. Who knew? I guess I was more invested in the Nerf Hyper Tourney than I anticipated. But it's been 4 weeks exactly since the competition was first announced, and today we finally find out who the 8 people will be going forward in the actual tournament. I gotta be honest guys, it feels like it's been longer than 4 weeks. Now as I open the TikTok app on my phone, I will say one thing I've noticed in the past few weeks that's mildly concerning is that Nerf is still not following me on TikTok, and I think they need to follow you in order to send you a message. I'm sure that's not a problem. I'm sure they'll find a way to do that. So if I now go to Nerf's page, oh weird, they posted a TikTok today. I think it's relevant to what we're talking about. Let's watch it for the first time.
What up, Nerf? I'm Billy Man, the host of the Nerf Hyper Tourney, an epic Nerf battle on TikTok.
Billy
Try
again.
out for epic! We've got our lineups. Let's meet the Hyper Tourney teams.
Meet Team Krissa, Team FaZe, Team Drew, and Team Funk.
What are they playing for? Oh, only a chance to win a $15,000 prize pool and tickets to VidCon! Think you can outdo our teams? Show us your version of the challenges and we'll be on the lookout for our favorites. They'll be competing in hyper challenges with hyper blasters to see who's the most chill. Wait, hyper! We got the teams, they got the tools. Follow Nerf to see the Nerf Hyper Tourney and vote with likes to decide who wins. You already know what it's about to get. Hyper!
So it appears I didn't make one of the teams, but that's okay. We knew this was a possibility, and at the end of the day, the real Nerf Hyper were the friends we made along the way. I'm upset. Now before I go off, I would like to give a quick congratulations to the 8 people who were selected for the Nerf Hyper Tourney. Seriously, congratulations, you guys did a good job. I hold no ill will towards you guys personally. I have a bit of jealousy because I didn't get in and you did, but that's not your guys' fault. So seriously, congratulations. I look forward to what you guys do in the future. Now, that said, I know that Nerf saw my TikTok. They must have been aware of me. Even last night, I was scrolling through the hashtag Nerf Hyper Tourney, and I guessed as to which 8 people would be selected, because I had a feeling that I may not be one of them. And I was able to guess 7 of the 8 correctly. Yes, it was that easy. The only person I got wrong was someone who goes by FrostOps, and I guess that's Nerf being progressive and saying we don't want Milsim in our competition. Also, just throwing it out there, again, not saying any ill will, 4 of the 8 people selected also have received free Nerf Hyper stuff in the past, so it makes me feel like they were kind of already marked as preferred creators for this competition, but obviously it wasn't a precursor for everyone who got selected, so where else did I maybe go wrong? Well, it could have been a technicality. Maybe I did something wrong that literally disqualified me. Maybe I didn't tag the right people, use the right hashtag, I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I needed to follow the right people. So it literally could have been I did something wrong. In the fine print, it said don't do that. Oops, I'm out. I also could have been too edgy. Maybe Nerf can't take a joke, which is very, very possible. I did say I'd toe the line on the requirements and what was appropriate, but you guys saw it. Was it really that bad? Maybe I didn't show enough hyper skill. I mean, it was supposed to show off hyper. I thought I showed off some hyper skills with the blaster, or just me. Maybe my following is too small on TikTok. I have over 7,000 followers, but it looks like from all the people who were selected, they had a lot more. I thought that views would at least be part of it. That's why I kind of tracked them in the beginning, because you can still find my TikTok relatively high up on the hashtag. The 8 people who actually made it ahead of me, maybe they objectively had better TikToks. It was literally based off of what the judges thought. So really, that's what it came down to. There's a litany of different reasons why mine couldn't have won, or didn't happen to win. So why is it I can't shake the feeling that Nerf just never would have picked me? I'm just blacklisted. Because that's what it feels like. How can I prove it? I can't. I have no proof. And obviously me saying this doesn't help my case whatsoever. I feel like I know the difference between trolling and poking fun. I didn't like bring out a Nexus Pro and was like, oh look guys, here's my Mach 100, here's to Hyper. No, that would be rude and a waste of everyone's time. It seems like Nerf will tolerate me, but that's about it. And I thought that the fact more community members were being sent Hyper for review purposes was a good sign with Nerf's media relations. I guess I was wrong. It hasn't actually gone as far as I'd hoped. I've been sitting here trying to understand why I'm so disappointed in this outcome and why it's impacted me a lot more than I thought it would. I think it's because a long time ago when I first got into Nerf, I saw the Dart Tag Championship, and I really wanted to compete in something like that one day. So even though the Hyper, TikTok, Tourney is not the same thing, I'd be lying if I said it hasn't been a dream of mine to compete in some sort of Nerf competition or be involved in some sort of Nerf competition, anything Nerf. That would be amazing, and a younger me would have died at that opportunity. I've been an enthusiast for so long, I finally mustered up the courage to start showing the world why I like foam blasters, Nerf, and everything else. I have a small audience, and I can put my best foot forward, and people are rooting for me, and then Nerf just comes along and they slap. Get that dream out of here. You don't say over 99% positive things about us, you give us some critiques. Nah, you're not good enough for us. I get it, I do, but it kind of sucks. And the big takeaway for me then, to pass on to everyone else, is if you're not an enthusiast who says all those nice things and doesn't have a bajillion followers, you're never gonna get into one of these things, because I can't either. You're just living the meager life. Maybe there's a silver lining to this too. I don't have to make TikToks for Nerf. And it sounds like they were all gonna be from home, not actually going to a venue and participating with people, but I don't have to do that now. I get to do whatever I want, and I can watch other people and how they do it. I appreciate the people who supported me up to this point. I'm really happy for the people going forward in the Nerf Hyper Tourney, but I can't shake the feeling that, once again, I may never have had a shot at this to begin with. There's no M. Night Shyamalan twist to the end of this. This is how it ends. At least the real friends we made along the way were the Nerf Hyper Tourney. Thank you everyone so much for watching. A man complained for over 20 minutes about how a toy company didn't like his TikTok. Subscribe for more videos that have nothing to do with this, and I'll see you in the next one.